Welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream. This is the first game that I'm going to be casting here today of a series of 3 for the ReGen Invitational. What this essentially is it is a tournament that is set up for the teams that were competing in Season 3 of the Nexus Gaming series, which Murda, who is one of the moderators and captains and such of a team and an organization, casted for. So he invited a whole bunch of teams to come play from various divisions, things like that. So it's a kind of crossover event. So the way that it's going to work is during the rounds of 16, which means my game now and my game at 1 p.m. Eastern, are all going to be on Cursed Hollow, and then we are going to move to a different map for the quarterfinals. But let's get started here. So for this match, we do have Lurk Patrol on the blue, which is on the left-hand side of your screen here. Quickly followed up with, what's it called? Game Freaks. I apologize. Game Freaks on the right here in red. You will see this. This is a best of 1, so the team that wins right now is going to move forward. The team that loses is out of the competition. So the first bands that we see taken out are going to obviously be the Tyrael and the Dahaka. Tyrael's a little bit of a shocker for me, only because he's not typically first band material. Dahaka, yes. I mean, the global on Dahaka is strong enough that it provides a lot of pressure, allows people to sit there and hang out until the curse pops up and the objective plays. But Tyrael, I mean, is something different. So they really must be building a comp that is saying we don't want to dive heavy meta, we don't want sanctification, we don't want people like that jumping in on us. So it's a little confusing to me, but I'm interested to see where they go with it. Hanzo being picked up, one of the the better heroes in the game, doesn't scare me as much since he's had a little bit of work done in the past couple patches. Stukov Greymane, obviously Stukov is one of the better healers in my opinion as this Greymane. He's an all-around good hero. He could be solo lane, he can be an assassin, he puts out great damage, dives in for kill potential, could burn out tanks with Cursed Bullet. Overall just a really solid player to have. Falstad again being picked up on this map, similar to the Haka for people that aren't familiar with the game. He has the global ability that allows him to travel between lanes and things like that as opposed to a mount. So he's able to sit there, soak lanes, clear lanes, do whatever he needs to do, and then quickly get to a team fight or an objective with a very short cooldown on that travel. So good pickup on a map like this. It's a bigger map. It's hard to rotate between lanes. If you can force the other team to stay somewhere and then grab the Falstad, let him dive out and get there so you can have a 5v4 potentially. It's great. Murden being picked up as well for the side of Lurk Patrol. Good tank, being the trait able to heal himself out after being out of combat. Nothing too flashy, has a good stun on his kit. Avatar keeps him in the game a little bit longer. I'd expect to see that as opposed to Haymaker. So a safe pick, but a good pick. I think it's good too because he's able to jump onto the Stukov as long as he's not in the silence, which Stukov provides. So I like that. The first ban being picked up on the side of Game Freaks is obviously going to be the Malfurion. If you have the Stukov, ban out the Malfurion. There's the 1 and 2 healers. You're forcing them into something like a Rhaegar or an Uther or something like that. So I kind of like that. You also don't have to deal with the roots. If Greymane dives in and gets in trouble, he's a little bit squishy. So I don't mind the fact that they are trying to, find a way to keep their Greymane and their Stukov alive. Chromie being picked up. Being banned out. Chromie is a real pain. I mean, the range on her is so intense that I'm honestly kind of shocked that Lurk Patrol banned it, only because with the Stukov, she can easily be out of silence range and just rain down damage on the Stukov, forcing him to run away or move position, because obviously, as you know, when he's silencing out, he is locked down in place. So, kind of an interesting concept. That they would ban that out, but maybe they just hate playing against it. I know I hate playing against it, so if we are building a comp at all that is not dive, which they kind of are, I will kind of try to get rid of that. But we do have 20 seconds left on the side of Game Freaks. I expect to see them pick up another DPS and a tank right now. I'd like to see them save their solo lane for last. That way they can really pick the best solo lane or flex in that position. But they definitely need to pick up at least one frontliner and a tank here. And I'd like to see, like I said, another damage taken out. So here's your tank. ETC pulled in. And Li Ming, so again, tank damage. I like this. ETC has probably one of the best kits as far as the tank is concerned. I like that. So let me see. So I like that ETC isn't forced into one playstyle. If they need a little bit of global pressure to counteract this Falstad, the ETC is going to allow them to do that. You know, they can sit there and take the stage dive, you know, and get to where they need to get to if they need to soak lanes. Similarly, if you can land a good mosh, especially on a Morales or a Hanzo, that is fantastic. But they do have a lot of ways to get people out of mosh. You got the gust, you got a stun. You know, Morales has her grenades she can throw out. Zarya has expulsion zone. There's a lot of things that they can do. So this is a pretty solid comp. They need a way to get on the Morales. I think the silence will help with that. I think Li Ming orbs can help if they can get around these two frontliners and not just feed Zarya shields. But they need something. They need something to basically keep Morales running out of the fight. If not, she's just going to keep her team completely topped off in that back line. So I don't know. At this point, I almost wonder if they'd want a Greymane solo lane and then get something a little more divey. But then again, they also don't have tons of Merc taking abilities apart from the Greymane, so maybe a Sonya, then you can solo main, keep the Greymane with the 4-man squad, or do Sonya solo, Greymane solo, Stukov, ETC, Ming together. They're going to actually go with Garrosh. Okay, so Garrosh being another very good tank, but he's more of a, you know, I want to sit there and pull somebody from the other team away. You know, it's a target pick-off tank is I guess the best way to explain it. But he's throwing people into a squishy Li Ming and a squishy Stukov. Now, if he throws it into a Stukov silence, they have no way for like Falstad to barrel roll out, Morales to grenade, all that kind of stuff, or Hanzo to jump out. But it does give them at least a nice little frontline pressure for Ming to kind of throw orbs at and poke, and then Greymane to sit there and just throw cocktails at and continue to do the same thing. The biggest thing is going to be sitting there and just keeping the Stukov with enough mana, because obviously Morales doesn't have it, so they can out-sustain fights if she keeps her energy in control. But I guess we'll see how that obviously plays out. So let's get ready to get started here. Again, just as a reminder, Game Freaks is going to be on the right. Left-hand side is going to be Lurk Patrol NA. If I had to guess just based on comp, I kind of like Game Freaks. Only because they have a little bit less in terms of what they have to do to make things work right. It's just basically just guard and throw orbs and then dive in and get kills. The side of Lurk Patrol is a little bit harder. So let's look at who's playing who. Big Wiz on ETC, Tez Dingo playing the Greymane, Bunny Bun, is that Bernie Bun is Stukov, Cicho is playing the Garrosh, and that obviously leaves the what's it called? Oh, who's that? Mayok? Who you play Mayok?
5, 4.
Li Ming is Mayok. Okay, I was to say, who didn't I talk about yet? Side of Lurk Patrol NA, we see Ace on the Zarya, Gunny is going to be Hanzo, Falstad is going to be the Radic, Morales is Hidef, and on the bottom, the Murden is FPS. So, interestingly enough, Murden is just kind of going to hang out in the jungle area down here in the bot, try to keep vision, see who's going bottom, but not going to really engage. It looks like neither team wants to pick a super big fight. We see Ming heading up to the top here, getting ready just to get some XP soak, as does ETC. So I think it's kind of a good call on the side of Game Freaks, is sitting here just finding a way to keep people together, get that XP right away. But as we talked about, Falstad immediately up here, able to reply, get that XP soak before losing too many minions, you know, in that regard. Going down to answer against the ETC is Zarya. This is a little more interesting to me down here, because Zarya works well when she's taking a ton of damage to keep her energy up. As you can see, she's kind of just tickling ETC without it. So as long as he doesn't attack her and keeps his minions from attacking her, he should be fine down there. I almost would have rather seen seen Hanzo down the solo lane down there. He's not the best solo laner in the world, but at least he can sit there and poke down the ETC. And then you can sit here and have maybe the Zarya up here and just take the damage. But we do see Game Freaks right now taking their camp of bruisers as Hanzo starts the Giants in the top lane. I think this is a good call for the camps to be taking. You want to sit here and start mid pressure. They do have plenty of time, though. I think it may have been a little preemptive to sit there and take it when they did, because the objective is not going to be up. Murden obviously diving in, gets the heals out from Medic, going to jump back out, get healed up relatively quickly. We do see his trait kick in. He's going to be back at full health, so no real problems there. The Giants picked up by the Hanzo are going to be going towards the top lane to help Falstad continue to push, who seems to be getting outzoned right now by the Li Ming. So a little bit of a problem there too. But yeah, I like it as long as they can keep that spell armor or the ability armor from the backline of these mercs in check. They're going to be okay. Stukov can just throw silence back there, so there's going to be really no way to get to him, but he is low on mana, so he's just going to go back. So it looks like they're just going to be happy with this front wall and taking about a 3/4 level lead, 4-5. Let's check in on the bottom lane here. As you can see, Big Wiz again, not losing much health. Ace struggling here, down about 50%. He is going to have to sip if it's not already up. But we do see him just proactively moving towards the top lane. I would have loved to see him just hard backed and then got in with his team, because he is going to be low on health, but Morales is going to be able to top him up. But she's going to have to then get her energy under control in time for the objective, which should be plenty time away at 10 seconds. Go blue team, says Man Beyond. People love Lurk Patrol, man. Gotta represent the head caster on Ace. So we do see right now Gunny getting thrown over by the Garrosh, unable to sit there and make any kind of more plays thanks to the silence coming out. But it's actually good positioning right now for Lurk Patrol. They have their frontliners up, but Stukov lands a great silence position, giving Cetral the opportunity to start channeling. Not going to be able to complete it thanks to the medic grenade going out. Gunny got in a little bit of a tough spot, managed to dive out though just in the nick of time. Big was trying his best. Is he going to be able to complete it? No. Ace throws a great hit on him, stunning that out, stopping that channel. But Falstad now getting in real bad positioning, going to probably fall to this, making it a 4v5 situation with bottom camp pushing in on the side of Game Freak. So I think Lurk Patrol is just going to have to back because they're going to have to respond to this bottom lane giant pressure. But overall, great job by Game Freaks going in and making that play. As you can see, Giants down here basically forcing a little bit of damage down to the bottom wave. Top lane now is going to be Zarya against the ETC, so it looks like a complete lane rotation change. With Falstad now making his way down to the bottom lane to counteract these Giants, clear that out as fast as he can. I would expect to see Ming go down and try to position against that. Whoever did something. Thank you. I gotta check in on that. Oh, it's Cozy. You subscribe with Twitch Prime, buddy. Thanks. I appreciate that, man. That's cool. But yeah. So again, we do see the mid camp of bruisers being taken on the side of Lurk Patrol right as the objective comes up. This is good timing. Because it's basically saying, hey, Game Freaks, you have to take this right now. In the 20 seconds it takes for it to pop, we should see the bruisers right on the wall. The only thing that Game Freaks has going for them is they could position pretty well to take this before Lurk Patrol has any real chance to dive in on it. So, if they can just get, it looks like Greymane in the back lane, getting ready to channel in those 2 seconds. I don't hate it. I think they did a good job, so they should be able to get back there and clear out that set of mercs as fast as possible. Oh man, Stukov got in a rough spot, able to heal himself off with his trait. It's gonna be enough. No. Oh man, solid work by Game Freak. So they do have a 5v4 situation. Ming is just hanging out in the bottom lane, not even gonna try to respond, just get that soak. Game Freaks looks like they want to give it up. They're going to tag the bruisers. Zarya goes down 4v4. They could re-engage right now, but they aren't. They're just going to take the camp and go get a little bit of counter pressure to go against what Lurk Patrol pulled in on them at the beginning. So overall, very good. Very good gameplay from both sides. You can see it's still relatively even in XP. A little bit ahead for the side of Game Freaks, but look at this, man. Lurk Patrol going towards their boss. Looks like they want to start it. The mid camp has been taken by Game Freaks. It's going to continue to push, but they have to know, man. They don't see anybody on map right now except for Falstad. With the boss coming up, they're either going to have to respond or get ready to defend their boss before Lurk Patrol decides basically to take both. Because with that Hanzo, as you can see, they're going to be able to burn that down relatively quickly. This is a pretty well done
Gather
game.
tribute.
So the boss is going to begin pushing in this bottom lane. Oh gosh, what's going to happen? Yeah, so yeah, they're just going to basically just defend the boss. It looks like they're going to give up this. It's a bad positioning for Game Freaks anyway. They are not going to you know, be able to contest this. It's on the side of Lurk Patrol anyway. If they gave it up, boss would easily take the fort. So I think they make the right call here and just continuing to soak despite the 10 pressure, and then maybe going to pick a fight immediately after. Oh no, oh no, they got it done in time. They got it done in time with Hanzo down. Game Freaks is going to be able to easily collapse down on this now. We do see Curse Bullet coming out. There goes the interrupt from Morales. Stukov going to put the silence in so she cannot continue to sit there and just lob grenades in. Great play by the Stukov zoning her out. So let's talk a little bit about the ults that were picked up. We see Warlord's Challenge taken up by the Garrosh. Wave of Force picked up by the Ming. Stage Dive for ETC getting a little bit of global presence. Massive Shove picked up by the Stukov. And Cursed Bullet, which we did see already come out as well. So nothing out of the ordinary. I know as a support main we see a lot of people going Massive Shove. I still like Flailing Swipes myself. Just as a real good team disengage. But I may be a little bit out of meta, so to speak. He's also, interestingly enough, going the W build on the Stukov, as opposed to going your typical heal build or your silence build. You know, but I assume maybe he figures, hey, I got 2 front lines. ETC has a way to heal up. Oh, 7th goes down, as does the Falstad. Oh man, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. Medevac coming in, gonna try to get out to safety, able to do so. So Medic survives that. So Lurk Patrol was able to sit there and steal the boss, but was it worth it? They are gonna be down 2 people by the time this objective comes up. Falstad will be able to fly in, but Zarya does have a little bit of a walk to get here. Game Freak's in a real good position to sit there and make this happen. It's on their side of the map. They do have a healing well to go back to. They should have boss almost cleared up by the time this starts. I would almost leave it if I were them and just start the channel. Murden gets flipped in. Gonna get silenced, so he's not gonna be able to jump back out unless he moves. He does move, gets stunned again, and drops. And now they do have no main tank. Morales tries to throw a grenade in to get one more, what's it called? Basically tries to get one more delay on it, but unable to do so. So we do see the entirety of Game Freaks pushing in with this first curse, going to go to the top lane. Lurk Patrol doing their best. They're going to just try to trade here tower for tower in the bottom lane. I don't think that's a bad call. I think it's going to keep them even on levels. They know they can't really fall too far behind. So for the most part, pretty good play. Pretty good play. I like what I'm seeing out of Game Freaks, and this is what I'm kind of talking about at the beginning when I said, you know, who has the easiest comp in terms of what they have to do. You can see they can just kind of sit there and poke and poke and poke, and then maybe try to get one throw and secure it, which is what they did on that Murden. The 2 front lines also are able to sit there and zone real well for that Ming to throw orbs down. Speaking of which, Ming is in the middle lane, going to be able to take this fort with her wave. The question is going to be, do they get the front keep wall, or are they just going to back out? They got 15 seconds left on Curse. 3 members of Lurk Patrol now joined by the Falstad in the top lane. Zarya had to hearth all the way back. That's going to be tough. Oh, we do see the stage dive.
My curse subsides.
So stage dive is used by ETC going to the bottom lane. Going to sit there immediately, put a little bit of pressure onto this, try to get all 3 forts. We do see Falstad come down to, you know, counteract against that. I think this is the right call. This is the call that I think Lurk Patrol should have made early game, is put the Falstad against ETC, not the Zarya. You want Zarya to stay with your team and be, you know, basically take as much energy as she can. When she's solo lane, she can shield herself, but she basically wastes an entire ability by the fact that she can't shield any teammates when she's alone. So she's losing a whole energy, you know, acquisition source. So I think that really put them in a little bit of trouble early game, and allowed ETC basically to do whatever he wanted down there. But if you get somebody to poke against that ETC, you're kind of a better spot. Now Stukov's in a good position here because he should be able to put a silence out to try to protect his side as best as possible. But his wizard does go down, eliminating that spell armor. Smithel dives in, doesn't get a good throw, sadly gets stuck with that minion, but look at that, massive shove going out on Ace on the Zarya, goes all the way back to their destroyed fort, gives the side of Game Freaks a pretty good disengage. So I do see Lurk Patrol. They are going to continue to try to push us in here at a 5v3 opportunity. ETC in the bottom lane, Ming just takes that camp, going to have a little bit of camp pressure walking down that way. but this could be problematic. This fort could fall if Game Freaks doesn't find something to do real quick. Luckily they do. ETC dives in, but the gust is used to disengage, so we do see a whole bunch of ults get popped, you know, in relatively quick succession during that entirety of the fight. But look at this, man. Lurk Patrol wants the boss, but the entirety of Game Freaks know Vision is taken by the Falstad. Lurk Patrol gonna disengage. The best they can do is hope that that boss resets completely. It does not. They have, you know, only 50% boss to heal. With Gust being used, you know, I think Game Freaks could be able to take this. Zarya's gonna try to come on in. Not going to be enough time. Ace now in a bad position, completely separated from his team. Uses Expulsion Zone. Not going to be enough. ETC comes in from that side route. Immediately kills out that Zarya. Garrosh goes down. We do see Greyman get the Cursed Bullet off beforehand, which is just enough to get, what's it called? Falstad low enough to secure a kill there too. Man, rough game for Lurk Patrol. They haven't quite found their groove. They're now down 2 levels and a whole town tier ability. 6 teams being picked up on the side of Game Freaks. Lurk Patrol, they're not going to have a real good solution to handle this. This is definitely going to be a keep. They got too much pressure coming bottom lane. If they play their cards right too, it could also potentially be game, but we do see Game Freaks just decides to play it safe. Obviously understands that they are up, they do not want to risk anything, and leaves. ETC going top lane with the stage guy, gets a little bit of soak. Man, Lurk Patrol's in a tough situation here. They're clearing up the Giants. Their boss is up on the side of Game Freaks. Question is, are they going to go for it? It looks like Garrosh wants to. ETC joins the fight. Damage is not quite there, so they're just going to be tanking damage right now and just starting it. I think Lurk Patrol knows. I think Lurk Patrol wants to do something about it, but the problem again, without being 16s, it's a real bad engagement for them. So they just need to continue to soak. Now here's a good opportunity for Game Freaks too. So with them having this bottom keep done, they can just delay game essentially. If they just keep poking on this objective, Lurk Patrol is going to always have to go send somebody back and clear it out before they get Kata on core, which is exactly what we see Murden doing. Going back right now, trying to get a little bit of this pressure done, giving a good 4v5 opportunity for the side of Game Freaks. I know Lurk Patrol wants it, but it's not going to be enough. Why medevac? Okay, I mean, I would rather them walk here and try to medevac in or medevac up somewhere against this boss that is just pushing in the top lane. You know, medevacing just 2 feet probably wasn't the best use of it. Whereas if they would have medevaced across the map, they would have maybe been able to clear out this boss a little bit faster and keep a little bit of keep health going. So it's I don't know if I like that call at all. Again, I love Morales. I think she's a great healer in the right situations, but man, she's having a little bit of a rough time here. You know, Ace with pretty good energy right now. He's been getting pushed around a little bit this game, but for the most part, I mean, if they can just buy time till 20, get one good team fight, and then get a curse and stuff, you know. But they got to be real smart about the engagements that they pick. We do see Stukov try to use swipe. Oh, the taunt is going to kill Ace. Oh, taunt's hitting right back into silence. ETC stage dive comes in. Here comes the medevac once again. She basically just saves herself. This could be game. This could be game. Do they finish it in the 30 seconds? They have an avenue just straight bot lane if they want to take it. They have Katas sitting at core. 3 of them getting ready to go. Once they get focused on it, it's done. I think we are looking at game. They should just completely bypass this keep and go. Completely bypass it. I think this will be Game Freaks moving on in the first round of the tournament here. Oh man, this is rough. This is rough. I mean, you know, FPS doing the best job that he can to kind of buy some time, keep things going. They clear it out. The middle keep is going to fall. Ming's going to take this. It's going to be a 2 curse count. I think I would have rather just see Ming come with him and just start bowling people off. But that's not the case. So we do see keep fall. Curse bullet goes out, hits Ace. Oh man. FPS Nate goes down, pops Avatar, but it's not going to be quite enough time. Ace tries the expulsion zone. but didn't quite work at that point. We do have Gus, so Falstad can push them off as one last, you know, oh shit button, so to speak. But I don't know if it's going to happen. Nope, there goes Hanzo. Use the Gust. Use the Gust. What are you doing? What are you doing? I guess he just wanted it to end. Didn't want to use that Gust. Oh man, rip. Absolute rip. So that's rough. That's rough for Lurk Patrol. Overall, good game. I like the way they played, but man, they just got pushed around. Look at this, 1 kill to 15 on the side of Game Freaks. You know, it was a tough matchup for them. So we do see Lurk Patrol get eliminated. Game Freaks continues to move on to the quarterfinals. I'm gonna put the stream on BRB in a minute. Again, I should start up in about 20 minutes. The next game is scheduled at 1 o'clock. It is going to be between Team Skyark versus Moto Miracle. So it should be kind of another fun one to watch. So again, just kind of stay around, see how everything goes. We'll be back in about 20-25 minutes or so. Once everybody gets in and gets moving, it will be on Cursed Hollow again, and we'll take it from there. So GG's to both teams, and I will see them then.